Good morning again.
Good morning.
We're finally ready to start. Thank you all again for coming. We're going to be talking about social media as an effective marketing tool. And in order to talk about how social media can help you, first we have to ask a very obvious and fundamental question, which is, what is social media? Officially, as defined by Wikipedia, social media is an umbrella term for all the online activities regarding social interaction, technology, and the togetherness of words, pictures, sound, and video. But really, it's just a fancy way of describing online conversation. Social media, online conversation. It's not that complicated. And I want to stress conversation, because one cannot have a conversation with themselves. A conversation involves at least two people, and we'll get back to that later. But social media, online conversation. So now our second obvious and fundamental question is, why should you care? Why should you care about my online conversation with him? Why should you care about social media? Why should you care? And the four main reasons, I mean there are several, but the four main reasons are, one, because 3/4 of Americans use social media technology. And this number is actually higher because this statistic is from a December 2009 study, so it's more than 75% of Americans use social media. 2/3 of the global population uses social media. And that number is also higher because it was from the same study in December 2009. Social media is also the #1 online activity for Americans. Number one, it passes email. It passes games, and the gaming industry is a billion-dollar industry. And it passes porn, which is like, I mean, porn used to trump everyone. And it's social media is #1. And I think the most important reason why you should pay attention to social media is because social media is like word of mouth on steroids. It's like, word of mouth has always been the most effective form of marketing. People always trust their friends' opinions. So if I tell you that I went to eat at a great restaurant, you would probably go, or you maybe say, tell your friend that someone recommends you should go to this restaurant. But if I put it on my Facebook wall, I'm actually reaching all 350 of my friends in less time. And I probably wouldn't call you just to say that I went to a great restaurant. If you asked me, I'd probably tell you. And I'm going to show, do you have the internet access there? We're going to pull up a little mind map about how far. Oh, perfect. So this is my Twitter account, and everyone in orange are my followers, and everyone in orange has their own followers. So when I say, oh, I'm having a social media conference, or I ate at this great restaurant, these people may retweet it. So they'll spread it around to more of their friends. And already I've reached 1,000+ people with just one post. Which, that means steroids, because, you know, they're like super big. Social media first started with email. Started with the Arrow's dial-up internet. Started with Nintendo and Atari. Friendster, I don't know if everyone has heard of Friendster or 6 Degrees. They were the first major online social networking sites. 6 Degrees actually went bankrupt, and Friendster is only used in Asia now, but it used to be big in America. And the Yellow Pages was the first real resource for consumers to find businesses. And now, today, we have something called Web 2.0, which is the second generation of the web. And that just means that now, instead of being a stagnant source of information, people can interact. If you have a blog or a website, I can actually respond to you. I can contact you through the site. I can, through a social networking site like Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, StumbleUpon, I can talk to you and find information about you, and you can also find information about me. Now we also have analytics, which is important to monitor. That's also part of Web 2.0, important to monitor who's visiting you, from where, what they want, how long they're staying on your site. We also have reviews, like Yelp.com. My friend, we ate at the M Street Grill 2 weeks ago, and we had terrible service. And we wrote about it on Yelp. He wrote about it on Yelp. And the manager contacted us and offered us a free free dinner, and they redid 2 of their martinis because we complained about the martini menu. So that's how powerful that is. I mean, they're listening to our one review of these, 2 kids who went to eat. The future of social media. Oh, the Conversation Prism. Everyone should write this down and look it up later. The Conversation Prism gives you the whole picture of the social media universe. It's organized and categorized by how people use each network. So if you're a musician, you would not be on the same network as a lawyer. An event planner would not be in the same networks as a handyman. It actually goes all the way around, and it did not fit into the entire slide, but everyone should take a look at the Conversation Prism when, maybe later today or when they have a free time.
Where is it?
Just Google Conversation Prism, it'll show up. And it gets updated all the time.
We can show you one that's more, you can see it.
So the Conversation Prism talks about all the resources, the websites. For example, you, sir, there's a business Facebook page. You would not benefit from a Facebook page because your target market is not consumers like that are on. Your target market is businesses.
Right.
So a Facebook page would kind of be a waste of time for you unless you expand to selling to people. And this prism shows all the categories and every website that's on the every social networking site that's on the that would apply. And nothing is black and white because an event planner could very well be on a musician site because it's similar. It's a fun, it's a party place, so even if it's specifically music, it doesn't mean you shouldn't be on it. Nothing is really black and white anymore. Everything kind of overlaps. The future of social media is video and mobile technology. Mobile technology. It's mobile payments. In Asia, they already use mobile payments. So I don't need a wallet. I just scan my phone in to pay, and it takes away directly from my bank account. I actually have something called Square, which is an app. And let's say you owe me money. And you're like, oh, I don't have cash. I'm like, it's okay, I take credit card, and I don't have to be a business. I don't need to have a credit check. I have a chip, and I just swipe your credit card. By 2014, 90% of Americans will have a smartphone or a tablet, like an iPad or a Samsung Galaxy. So everything is mobile, and why it's so important to get on social media now is because all of us that are on social media now, we're now going mobile. And everyone is getting left behind because we already have a group of followers, a group of clients, a group of friends that we interact with online, and we're all moving towards mobile technology, towards apps, towards video conferencing on our cell phones, iPads, and I don't go on Facebook anymore. I only go on Facebook through my phone. I don't need to actually go to the website anymore. So that's why it's important. And the future includes Facebook. If Facebook were a country, it would be the 3rd largest country. Facebook only is only outnumbered by China and India. And I have a fun infographic about how obsessed we are with Facebook. How many people use Facebook. Facebook just hooked up with Bing. I don't know if anyone noticed. Having was on Facebook, so you don't really have to leave Facebook to search. There are 500 million active Facebook users. 1 in every 13 people on Earth. I mean, I log into Facebook. I'm obsessed with Facebook. I think Facebook is, it's the end-all be-all. Siobhan disagrees, but I think Facebook is amazing to keep in touch with friends. So here's another that you can also Google. It's called Are We Too Obsessed with Facebook? And it shows how important Facebook is in the everyday lives of people, just regular people, which means you should be on Facebook. For companies and businesses to refuse social media is useless. Your competitors are on there. Your customers have been there for a long time. Millions of people are creating social content for the web every day. And if you're not on there, you have to be. You're missing the bandwagon. You're losing out, and everyone is already ahead of you. Wait, there's more. 13 hours of video uploaded to YouTube every minute. It would take 412 years to view every YouTube video. There are 5 billion minutes spent on Facebook every day. And 1 trillion content shared on Facebook through news stories, web links, blog posts, notes, photos, videos. There are over 4 billion photos on Flickr, the photo sharing site. 93% of social media users believe a company should have a presence in social media. That's a fact. So let me go back to conversation. This is social media. What makes it so different? It's a dialogue. It's a conversation. You're not talking at me anymore. You're not talking to me. We're talking together. I'm talking. You're listening. If I ask you a question, you answer back. If I have a problem, you fix it. You tell me what can I do to help you. Communication has never been easier. Keeping in touch has never been easier than now through social media. It's not playtime anymore. We have an opportunity. I see that we have lots of business owners. I'm sure you've been around for 20 years. You already have your existing client, and you have an opportunity to turn your client base into something that helps you grow your client base. Let's say you have an email listserv. Do you have an email listserv? Okay, so you can use that to get opinions on what you should change, what you're missing, what you're doing wrong, how to fix things, or what you're doing right, and to continue. It's bless you. And it's not just another marketing tool. It's much more than a marketing tool. And we're going to switch off right here.